This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Andy,
you know,
yeah, I mean,
okay. First of all, my name is Miki Mubemaya. That picture containing the amount of money the major league clubs in Europe are spending. The Spanish La Liga, the German Bundesliga, the English Premier League, and then the French League. And you know, Sika will be spending in the transfer market. So ready. I mean, go through the transfers. New quickly ready. Now my saba on my best expatiate how those things works and why the English Premier League, my already said this time, I'm be competing with the very best and move from the top 4 to the top 6. Now, Obi say Ghana signing you Chelsea intimate signing, and in the absence of Marina Grasnokia, Chelsea are struggling in the market to sign players. So actually, two teams are almost need the sporting director in Manchester United and Chelsea. This season, Omar links several players to these particular teams, but these sides are yet to sign. Apart from Manchester United, almost signed Abranti Feno, Tare Malaysia from PFV and Oven. And now the two teams almost knocking the doors of a penny friend Michael Edward. Saying, come sporting director and from Momo na omuntimi and signing players. But as it stands down, Todd Bowley is still in the market to search and fish out for players. On your penny friend with Jorge Mendes, Eko Shiae, Eko Cristiano Ronaldo, Diano. Now, ya can say the defensive plan of Chelsea. So almost started almost a defender. They start the pressing scheme from attack. Into almost here be or yet quick, here or be or what that pace or that power and he has the ability to close all the spaces for the opposition defenders. And the amount of money Ronaldo already saw Begino, I had the amount of City. So we had the first offer. Jorge Mendes de Coena, or penny a friend Todd Bowley Munin Tum, some Obama Cristiano Ronaldo. About Siaka Eddie Chelsea. Ronaldo stands air clear. Manchester United are very much aware of the stance of Cristiano Ronaldo. But as it stands now, deal at Chelsea decided to say money or penny of George Mendes Bekono. And he said, Omo Sporting Lisbon a quack of Fabrantia, your friend Matias Nunes. No more than about Chelsea in few Amania Metimiakoyi. And decided to say almost the 43 million euros. And Ebeko Sporting Lisbon akofa Sabranti and Sabranti one player or impressive Pep Guardiola so well when Manchester City any team a friend Sporting CP EDCI in the Champions League. So Sabranti na or a Brazil near a wood or Rio de Janeiro, but they say Osina kan edema the Portuguese national team. A honor decide say Obesina kan or body a friend number 8 or your boss to boss midfielder. And then Chelsea decided say Omo Kofo and no Mikawa. Say Georgino situation, and yes, so clear so obviously in Golo Kante inconsistencies because of injuries. Matic Kovacic a solid player, but inconsistency because of injuries. The Chelsea option in midfield, and they settle on a Portuguese international Matias Nunes. On the body of friend number 8, Eddie met me a friend Sporting CP. The qualities in a range of passing, his ability to detect play, or say visionary or pin-up play. Or you'll be as you drew any money and fabo on the striker, and Monsha, Ubenia signing man now from Abranti and Matias Nunes. Into anonym comma, Jorge Mendes, any Chelsea Koshiano, or Mutimico D. Ronaldo the end there is still hanging, and Chelsea have not settled on Abranti and Cristiano Ronaldo. Chelsea, what have you? Enra, Abranti and Matias delete. For the last 1 week, and Clara Banana said Chelsea person Kofa Abranti and Free Juventus. No Babisi akan edema omo. Yaka players on my link with Christian Pulisic and then Abranti Efeni Timo Werner. Say Jube say omo hia samranti emu baako na nka omo mfa sika nka ho. Achire esa koba ase da bi sika na Juba ayo omo ade so omo beje. Nti Chelsea the first official bid koi ema Juba reject. But then ra enkra free Italy eba de chireba. Opani aye Feni Junior Legasman. Afa fon afre Matia Delete say Bayern Munich bo boko no omo hia ni wom. Because last season, so share Bayern defense na quite them or make of Dayo Pamecano 42 million euros in a free RB Leipzig, then never pay more buyer. But again, the solidity are not more paying defense and fact. Lucas Hernandez very inconsistent after the World Cup, or also injuries problem. Nicolas Sule a move from Bayern Econ baby into Dayo Pamecano and you know team a friend Bayern Munich ako drew Juventus omo no ma bon komo se Matia delete no mo hia no se omfa branch enimra no mo mfa me chechire omo na yemantimi enkoyi Bayern ho abio ene ate se Chelsea Abrantia friend Benjamin Pavard obi anim the French international usina ka de Bayern Munich at the World Cup or na ball at the right back Edema France national team in 2018 but the last time so I Bayern team na e to da bi omo ball three back team man ball the right side of the three central defense e bin so omo team man ball the right back na no na nkra echi mo Abrantia picture na Genoa e da TV sui e no na nkra e ba no echire mo a team a ye friend no Chelsea the agent are offering to Chelsea say Chelsea enfano because about say Chelsea central defenders na branch any man meka ho na onsia kan enfamo but Chelsea priorities are very very clear. It is Matia delete and now Edra crying clear by any chima open a friend Thomas Tuchel person fall back this particular season so when you all the target now open there it's likely so best switching from the 3 back to a 4 back system and if you decide to go in for the 4 back it is Matia delete and then Abrantia friend Thiago Silva into honor or so when you target into again there's a deal on the cards for Benjamin Pavard but Chelsea and settle says Abrantia need you omuhiana omra misiakan emfa emomo Hakim Ziyech still and come on koso with him and then team friend Bayern Munich team friend AC Milan says sikasam no nkoma no mobo na say AC Milan settle on the sikasam ne dia Abrantia na make it stand very very clear say Chelsea will book on tinamu bio or pe baby akwa kusina kan na so pe baby akusina kan dia AC Milan be siakan in the Champions League next season omne champions in the Italian Serie A and competition for places and also be into Abrantia na and clear say sikasam bi bia to di India okono akwa kusina kan e dia matima ye friend AC Milan Cote d'Ivoire ni Abrantia friend maso okone so o check it last season na obo as an attacking player at the Burnley. In the last 2 seasons, now obo as a left wing back at the Bruno Genesio. Abro mo saw Manchester City mo betray Manchester City by 3-1 or the quarter final of the Champions League in the road to Lisbon. Chelsea are lining Abrantia up. Say Marcos Alonso kose kin ononi Abrantia omo kwa kofa no aba be Marcos Alonso anem ediama. And a foreign international you know onim brutal especially se game no ko animu na say say yempe obi or the ball ne be ko nanim in the 3 back system there you can rely on Abrantia friend Maxwell Corner inti again Abrantia na you know or that TV issue ya omo hwe the TV ni Facebook no obo betimi ahwe Abrantia friend Maxwell Corner a very good player and Chelsea are lining up say Marcos Alonso copy on the player the next line of action omo kwa kofo na ba no abebo as a right wing back for team my friend Chelsea eho abiu enra na enya ntie se team my friend Juventus Aurelio De Laurentiis papa na Napoli ye ne dia betu dua se on ton Kalidou Koulibaly emfa ma Juventus but in the last meet and cry yet and say Chelsea target your friend Kalidou Koulibaly the Senegalese international no ni agent akwa koshia openia your friend Arivabani the CEO for team your friend Juventus and na akwa bon komo say ni 1 year deal na aka no omo Juventus omo ready so omo betu sika na dia Napoli na Abrantia na ba be pim e wo Juventus ababe siakan because Matia delete are making it clear to them say onye ready so better na boboku nim nti delete dia Arsenal front stance now very clear they want to compete they want to be part of the top 4 nti that dia so omo beja omo akokọ be dia ogina omo defense ho edi mo omo in Gabriel na Genoa oba be siakan adiama boboku a ye friend Juventus nti ene deal e workers no so ne say omo kwa kofa Abrantia friend Kalidou Koulibaly na omo ni agent ehia a omo agree as to say already De Laurentiis betias here na Juve betimi afford the amount of money Kalidou Koulibaly ebe jenon so Genoa e ho ni ba bi aka but what is Chelsea waiting for? Imagine having Koulibaly the last time he came now Benjamin Matia delete and Thiago Silva in the setup that would be a solid pair Albania for the Chelsea setup but so what she coach e friend Thomas Tuchel ade ba ko ade bia obetimi e de nyam to boase ama no say players ana nipa bebre kura de ni that so mo betimi a live up no Genoa omo the chance and that platform watimi aboa a progress those players amoma ba matured wa mo the confidence to deliver until last season she obi onya chance share Robin Lu to check she obi onya chance share Chaluba when these guys are playing Callum Hoyson Odoi when these guys are playing, and look at Messi, Mount, and our pioneer friend Thomas Tuchel. And we are building these guys, and they are playing so well. But this time, the competition is tough. You need that quality. You need that expansive squad for you to compete with Manchester City, for you to compete with Liverpool. Into a base, Chelsea links in the dorsal. But you know, it will be better. So Chelsea best settle on these players. No matter Babu Bukun, Abisiaka, and the amount.
I see. Didn't the Chelsea supporters no one happy still? Didn't you?
You know, I didn't tell you.
I say, Papa, or this is more than 4 billion. I'm a top club, no. Musinitika Kraka.
You know, there's one thing. Yes. There's one thing in the Abramovich era. Eddie Baby Sydney. I'm a Chelsea. Etimia compete. And there's only one thing. I moved from Chelsea from a team and not winning trophies. After 50 years, Ababesi a team with the era of Abramovich, Omubenya 19 trophies. The only constant factor is money. And money now Chelsea use they know only go into the market for quality. And share from Kujonsen, no more but top quality materials ya their Babisi there. Even when any that's only one crowd. Lampard, Upia se was team no team and manager. Thomas Tuchel came and you know he won the Champions League. After the Champions League, you know what has been the state of Chelsea? The last time you Chelsea play in the semi-final of the Champions League. Omu blame the tactical play at the doorsteps of Thomas Tuchel say they just say well no identity and after 3-0 there's no way Real Madrid will come back. Again, so share the last performance for Chelsea in the Premier League. Check Brentford, check Wolves. Check games now, Baby see the last game. And you man kuye for Chelsea. At a point, nearly probably cry contemplate. Say Chelsea will lose to the top 4 spot. But in the last minute, among the importance of playing for the Champions League and how to attract players. And you no keep you in there and eventually almost to me board the top 4. Into why are those people hesitating? Some will be going into the market for money. And let's not forget, Chelsea Bobo Kuya didn't know that way. Hakim yes so oko. Rudiger so oko. Christiansen eko. And the deal Abane say, Napoli so maba, so mo ba be fa brand friend kepa. Sa players we are omuko in Adinoa. So Chelsea, players here for Chelsea no more kodia. Then what do you need? You need replacement for these materials. But have there been replacement? No. And you expect Chelsea supporters to be happy? No. See, the Premier League has na. Not Chelsea so more but Rebecca. It is other Caesar Spiliqueta, Malansa, Chaluba, and then Abrantia Fen and Thiago Silva. Are these players ready to compete? Hell is there. Omo Abrantia Fen Ben White, Rob Holding is still available. Tobiyasu, Cedric Suarez, Kerm, and all those guys are there. And it's all check Manchester United, oh check Man City, oh check Liverpool, oh check Arsenal. Now check all these teams are compete Tottenham Hotspur. It is either those players have improved their squad with addition or squad ne hona or motna. But what happened to Chelsea? Chelsea lose all the spot in defense. Christiansen was a starter, Rudiger was a starter. He left with Thiago Silva. But Manchester United didn't go there. But Rafael Varane, Eric Bailly in Kobe. You talk about Harry Maguire, all those guys are there. Victor Lindelof are there. Into almost first 4 central defense, no. The same thing applies to Liverpool. The same thing applies to Arsenal. The same thing applies to Tottenham Hotspur. The same thing applies to Manchester City. It is the reason why the Chelsea supporters are not happy.
Okay.
Now, so say by in attacker, General, she the number of goals at Timo Werner share. She goes at Kai Havertz share. She goes at Romelu Lukaku share. Lukaku ko. So Lukaku kwa ye can't Lukaku buy no buy flop in just a year. But he is the top scorer of the side. And to what do they compare all the attackers now? Your top scorer is leaving, and what has been the replacement? There's no replacement. Rafinha Mai, Raheem Sterling Mai, into why now the Babeshe Romelu Lukaku and I. So the reasons why Chelsea supporters are not happy is that their team have not replaced players normal free team. Yeah. But teams players day in day out. Yet and any chance say Cheko, Timo Ko, Christian Policy Cheko. Meanwhile, Omomadi can one omokodo. Yankofa biba machine. And you expect Chelsea supporters to be happy? No. Because Omo competitors fly and air fly. Omo idea this is. But Chelsea are stalled, Chelsea are standing out, and Chelsea stands still. It is the reason why the supporters are not happy.
Todd Ball Yakusia Mendes.
Yeah, you know. On the meeting.
Oh, Ronaldo.
Yes. Jorge Mendes epe team ama Ronaldo. Nti eno aye de betu dwa say okopie mu Barcelona. Na okoye no the other 3 players na koye. Or the Ruben Neves of Wolves, or the Bernardo Silva of Manchester City, and Cristiano Ronaldo copy him say. And company a friend one Laporte, he can send me a dear. And can the 3 players only are available in the marketing? Let's not forget. Said you know, I say, Shannon say, after the COVID era, agents need yes, cut a face, no.
Okay.
And Kakanena, can the late Minorella Fabebia. But this time, only Pimanta and lawyer, no. Player who didn't you more than an army material deleting Kwan. You don't hear of Jonathan Bennett. You don't hear of Dimitri Seluk. I hear, Genoa, agents now money dinner and they enjoy. And don't forget, Brazilians now omuye move nina. Those Brazilians, Genoa, so what your more? Omu di omu nyanom no omu nan for no family members na agents. With a section of Rafinha, into omu sika no omu nyane komu nko. Into Jorge Mendes na nia bre. Matias Nunez ya, Genoa meka ho ase. Into omu ko share in Barcelona no. Barcelona stands high clear. They don't have money to sign Ronaldo. Sika wo de beto no de Genoa say ni sika kese bia. But na watching akatuano. And no ni sika emu beye duru. And the reason why Barcelona want to sell Frankie de Jong is that so hunya the contract in Minaria. Barcelona beboka 88.8 million euros. It is the reason why omupesa omuton Frankie de Jong. And if you are pushing a player or take 354,000 euros a week, then how can you pay a player who earns 385? Into Ronaldo dena anyeye. Ruben Neves ni sika ni 80 million. Barcelona ni sika. Bernardo Silva ye hu ni deal and issues. Now we no ne open here friend third ball year meeting. Ronaldo is not happy at Manchester United. Players now must also mkotoba Manchester United mkoto ye. On who progression be in the club. The club is just reluctant to bring in quality materials. Because of the Europa, no, top players are rejecting Manchester United. Ako onunkwa, or in isolation. Record in the Champions League, so hoko. Na Mexico nya Club Brugge ne Shakhtar Donetsk money nkoso for na wase on there. You know, be close to Gabon. So Ronaldo want to compete in the Champions League because per his standard, Europa no downgrade the man. Enti Chelsea are ready. So mo betimi assign Cristiano Ronaldo ana. You know, Todd Bowley says no because they see ababi omusu gina no. Almost here sika to go into the market, and the man is ready to pump 200 million pounds and only go into the market. So I'm check your salary structure and the players I'm bring you on board now. For now, it will not help Chelsea. So Raheem Sterling, you know, Raheem Sterling, take 300,000 pounds Manchester City. Into Oba Chelsea at the top scorer of the city. What do you expect? There will be increment. So confirm Matia delete from Juventus to number Chelsea, or did 240,000 euros a week. Into Oba Chelsea, what do you expect? There will be increment. Check Sika Romelu Lukaku move from Inter Milan Beji. Into Jessica Chelsea they cover Ronaldo Diaba. But players now more per mababe PM or Chelsea no. So omuba almost can be costly. And it is the reason why Todd Bowley accepted the deal no for Cristiano Ronaldo. Moreover, if you look at it from the technical point of view, Chelsea game no, the pressing game. At the end a bank of football Ronaldo so bo a Manchester United apart from his goals. Almost say on close to space, almost say on running, almost say on pressing. And the high pressing scheme of Thomas Tuchel would demand a young lad that will lead the attack. That is why mostly he choose to go in for a false 9 in Kai Havertz. Inti almost technical scheme will not fit Ronaldo as well. And finally, they settle on Sporting Lisbon brand here, your friend Matias Nunez. Since Chelsea are ready there, or one central midfielder be was Sporting Lisbon. Or your Brazil here also on the Obesina Candiama Portugal. I own Rio de Janeiro. Now almost the 43 million pounds and I euros badia. The guy is ready to come and solve the inconsistent play of the Chelsea midfielder at their mom.
Okay.
And that is what he settled. But a deal for Ronaldo now, no. I can't PM on Manchester United and so on. United why is so smart. I say, so Ronaldo compare the next person on the block. Paolo Ezekiel Bruno Dybala. On also do not hanging in Italy. AC Milan forcing the Sikaneson into Omuntim Infano. Inter Milan for a change the move for Onwari countryman Abranti FN Joaquim Correa. So free ball book on Mudia space bebao. Or more Alexis Alejandro Sanchez. Every hot na so ko baby dia, they can still go in and go in for Abranti and Paulo Dybala. Inti Genoa, the destiny nation crofom you nsem. San crofoni move ya. Inter Milan beyetin. So mobekwa ko for Abranti ya Genoa or the TV so. Inti ni deal na hanging. And so what George Jorge Altun, the agent no sa na friend no. And come on mo na Napoli di ye. Say enka omo mefa no no mo mfa no meche Diego Armando Maradona nan no. Genoa again ni sika oje no enso amemu ayedin so obo betimi akofa Abranti edina betimi friend in Napoli. So no deal for Dybala at Inter, no deal for Dybala at Milan, no deal for Dybala with my friend in Napoli. The countryman and obi anim say nko be fa no edakọ Atletico Madrid. But again, Social Matias Cunha, Joao Felix, Abranti friend Griezmann and Dybala now with the same profile as auxiliary players. At the quartista in the Italian game. Now, here fana on my line up said Dybala say dear acquired the amount in the best. Manchester United form penning for and Dybala abon komo because they know I say on the free transfer. Sikani sika or the beman on kwana aka. And they feel that though on your player or Bejina center forward the amount said Ronaldo de Beman. But again, when you need a personality up front, and so will be able to follow the history of Manchester United until recently. United have always excelled with a front two or a front three. Until you can go into the history books from Andy Cole to Dwight York, Teddy Sheringham to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Rooney to Ruud van Nistelrooy, Carlos Tevez to Cristiano Ronaldo, Rooney to Cristiano Ronaldo. The list can go on and on and on. Berbatov, Rooney, two top will be at United SLA. And when you have Dybala, he can play as number 10 and he can play as number 9. When you need the first 9 in him, you know betting you deliver. What do you expect from Dybala if Ronaldo is not around? Consistent play in the Champions League and goals. And so check Paulo Dybala from the days of Palermo. Eddie baby PMO Juventus. Time a Contemo, any Madimileno Allegre Mutim ni Guya or Mina Muvu Yano. Oni Popo and hold the flag for the Bianconeris. Until recently in the Indies Ababehano. But the new Michel Platini for Juventus, in the long run, the talent, Juve appreciate it. They are shipping him out. United in Yanabeboa, United have always excelled with the auxiliary. And even in the presence of Ronaldo, for me, they still need Dybala because teams now Manchester United no mobile be preno. Baby almost share on team nedru no. Any baby United di gina no. So almost nya fearsome 4 and I say fearsome 5 ni bi wo animu a ebe hu. Imagine Manchester City attack, Liverpool attack, Chelsea inclusion of Rafinha and Sterling, Tottenham anymore. Now Manchester United so Dybala, Ronaldo, Antonio Ababeka, Rashford and all those guys. Almost anymore be you know, he's an elite player and he only needs to be fit for you to give you the results. A very good player. And Ronaldo days at Juventus, he was their best player in the Champions League. Amazed Ronaldo performance in the Italian Serie A. In Manchester United, you know, so more quack of Dybala. For me, it's a good deal and it's long overdue. I think say United should go in for Dybala and the deal will be me about. Tottenham was spend you know, almost players no munya ito. Near him say come munya club England and come wie. But almost there be. Say Barca ready. Na so almost shepo Abranti a your friend Memphis Depay for 25 million euros to the end year so almost say uramu biu. Almost say quack of Abranti no about Bisia ka the Tottenham was because in the last minute, you know, Steven Bergwijn, I know I a idia mom no say I asked for no agia to my ne okako piem Hollanda bibia chire ma enche kra Abranti no betimi akwakoye ne medicals amane man so etimi akoye di abanti Tottenham so mo tra o machim and you know if you know Antonio Conte wa kan sasa no etimi dia wenya tofo enti Daniel Levy agia to me say ene de so mo person mo compete no mo sabe bo Champions League ni because even in the Europa Cup and the Conference League near man ko yan fa mo dia Memphis Depay he has started in the Barcelona setup or say Barca near fair to him because actually crowd they no more person didn't copy him or Sevilla and now Tottenham are on the cast to sign this particular player. He will be a good addition but conflicts of profile and conflicts in terms of selection but Conte so him how was he managing the players. I think he's another player that can be a good addition for any of the front three and the players need be player. I think Memphis Depay is another brilliant player to add up to the Tottenham setup. Juve and so copy and Yaka will deal with Abranti and Nicolas Zaniolo. Yeah. No, Enna Roma supporters ne buofu a meeting with Openia friend Thiago Pinto or no the sporting director for AS Roma. Only just say Boru na year Juma. Now Okoshia aye Juve mpenim for Juve are ready so omo bet you 50 million euros for Nicolo Zaniolo. Roma supporters say no. Sabranti ni be free boboko ni makodi enye 8 my friend Juve. Because Juve one team and so omo performance the cost that na ye din say Roma beat me akacha. Ye hu anim guase to Mazi Allegri and the Juve set up last season. This time they want to compete and compete so well. Into omo believe we say omo na team, omo na play Dusan Vlahovic, omo na Fabian Di Maria, omo na Paul Abilipoba. They want to include Abranti Efen and Nicolas Zaniolo to the setup because Federico Bernardeschi and so kwako pim ewo MLS no ama enyemeti yako ye edi amano. They also need an expansive team, not only for the Italian Serie A, but the level of embarrassment available de beto omo turino. Omo to person omo pepa sa the next season. No more de bonus any for the Champions League. That is another deal. But you say in the long run and in the last minute, Juve man Anthony be James. Now Abranti Efen Nicolas Zaniolo a free ho about Bisaka di Juventus. Real Madrid they say omo Abranti Efen fella Mendy no. Di no omo person omo Jane Mumaneko because say omo back for now intact. Say Rudiger bad ya oni Adam Militao boom no omo dey share etiro omo tipampim ho. Dani Carvajal is there. Nacho Bayer backup and David Alaba and go to the favorite left fullback. Then you man ko yemfama. Fella Mendy feel you on by and you know wire on and off. But I will check it the last few games for Madrid in the Champions League, he was solid. He played so well, but in the last minutes, so watch players don't know more now. This is a year for the World Cup. These are national team materials. David Alaba is a starter for Austria. Adam Militao, deputize Thiago Silva, and then Marcus Marquinhos Correa. So watch Rudiger. And there's a Germany funny duo more show beam in central defense. This is a player that they rely on him. Dani Carvajal, now on your fit, the inconsistencies. In the Spain national team, you are now on baby. But when he's fit, he gives you that assurance and stability. So he game of born in the final. In the space, now better and they feel Abranti Efen and fella Mendy should leave. Real Madrid for now is very quiet in the market. Now so check the transfer setup now. England for no the D anymore, Spain for no the tour. Why? Because Madrid for after signing Chomeni, almost transition in the whole team in the son. So this season, transfers are all the major leagues in Europe are spent here. England for no the decline with 718, Serie A for no the total 307. Okay. Bundesliga for no this one the League One and then the La Liga. The two league are almost believe in the indigenous talent, and the offer no. The fact of the matter is that Sikeni Spain baby almost go into the market and so the Premier League now. How much let's say? In the last 21 years, Spain for not taking center stage in European football. But this time, if you want to compete and compete so well, it is about money. So, person not top four ball and chances of being part of the Champions League there. Premier League in the top four, no, you very, very cagey, and you need to spend before you can be part of the top four. And into the England for next spend this.
Mamiya messages kakra bi na bia reactions kakra bia na fi eno so dia, but Andy has done justice why Chelsea supporters are not happy. That was a nice submission by Andy. Mr. Obin so tuom choba Accra una wadi we enso eba osi baby otino ye fro so tuom choba nti osemia enye ono na ewaduane wo ho de na mo kasa obi a owaduane wo ho ana hwan na mo bi owaduane a Mr. So, Mr. Home. I said Mr. I said Mr. Andy, Mr. Mr. Newton. What do you mean?
Papa did say,
When is Kessben TV coming onto DSTV? I also have to switch decoders to watch your sports program. Martin, who not the way about Martin and check crap. Now you do Jose of Mohammed, or say from the blast of the whistle, Todd Bowley lost it all. Because Marina and Peter Cech leaving the club was a big blow to the club. Bowley's era with Chelsea will be the worst. Roman Abramovich, indeed, we miss you. Todd Bowley, dear. Ekankwa Zekov enso na diwe abapapa ina mashas ya mudi na temi muntwen kakra it is it so hard for Thomas Partey to post a picture or laughing emoji to calm his fans down? What is really going on at my darling club Arsenal? Oh my God, Paul, Chef, Yali, just more construction, Accra, also, and now the message way, by, now me can say more, okay. I disagree with Andy, okay. I disagree with Andy to call Christensen as a starter. A critical look at Chelsea shows that the team Chelsea will not lose anything so much if they have not signed any player. Rudiger and Christensen's departure is not so effective. Let's assume Rudiger is suspended. The team will still perform. Christensen is not a starter. Chelsea can equally be among the top 4 whether they sign or not. It is only adding to qualify. Lukaku's going has nothing significant. It's nothing significant. Okay, Sestium. I don't mean to be more than you. Tema. And I do if we ever Tema Magna Terrace Estate. And also he disagrees with you. Chelsea and Lusube Brebe Rudiger Kwa. Now say, but me pray for 1 month. And Chelsea to be winning match and now that Rudiger.
No, you know.
Yeah.
First of all, see Christiansen yes starter.
Yeah. So I saw him say, "Do not team or to be ground count."
No injuries, and as a point, they need to do with him mentally.
Yeah.
But let's not forget. So check the 3 back of Chelsea last season. 2 players and what that assurance be almost started. Rudiger and then Thiago Silva. But the next line of action, if they could decide not to rotate, it is Christiansen. He had 1,496 minutes. So what she says after the quarter, as I said, matches in one ball. A bit so hard no right back. A bit so another James Abebo. And then you talk about Chaluba. But you know, Team Ben we are see. Now Omulusu, 3 back, Omulusu first 2. And last season, the best defender for Chelsea was Rudiger. Now Omulusu Christiansen, Omulusu Rudiger. And the players are all Malansa, Chaluba. Caesar's play quarter. You know also you will lose. Because Christiansen quality as a centre back, no, you won't get that in Malansa. You won't get that in Chaluba. Not even Cesar Spilicueta, who has that huge experience. In Tigenua, Chelsea penning for him, so man replace those guys. The reason why they are pushing for centre backs. How many strikers once Chelsea go into the market? Because Omunim se coach to the bench, no. So when you're Badaya, our players who are front, those players are capable of filling the gaps when they are only fit and mentally fit and ready to play. But at the heart of defense, you cannot compete for the top 4 of the Premier League with Chaluba and Malansa.
Okay. It seems most of the agents of players want to spend Chelsea's bosses' money. Wow. That is why they always link players to Chelsea. I'm striking my strike with Chelsea, with Kessben Sports. I'm striking my strike with Kessben Sports. Crucial Raul. Who do if you tamale Maleshegu and Eba? Also, agents be used to Chelsea at the Pesca.
No.
Is it true?
No. So here, Chelsea transfers. No. 1, you talk about Rafinha. Rafinha had a pre-contract agreement with Barcelona way back in March. Into the first option for Rafinha, team new Sika Barcelona. Into near the code they use Barcelona their Pisca, but the pre-contract agreement sign will deal with. Secondly, Obia and some material deleted their cottage before him, and when he met them with lawyer Pimenta, also want him to also be he's ready to leave. Because release clause I also do with this scam. Abrante and so on, so he will send a contract and I can be there. Now, this is a player Chelsea says per his profile, he fit into the scheme of things. So they are going for him. What again? So Khalid Koulibaly, Chelsea has been a huge admiration for Abrante and Khalid Koulibaly, even in previous years. It's a Chelsea air call for him, I don't know what is the big deal, and only 1 year left on his contract. Marcel Cornet deal in Afina Aba within the week, and I feel that Chelsea are settled because I believe Marcos Alonso Beko. Raheem Sterling obeyed himself from last 2 seasons after how he failed to live up in the Champions League final. A free and a Pep Guardiola and Raheem Sterling NFA or body, but after the season, Manchester City a free say Raheem Sterling about Chelsea Copenhagen. Time a Bernardo Silva cash or Konomu Bisa Pep Guardiola. Okay, so the man couldn't Bernardo Silva and he feels next season that boy is part of his plans. But what to say Guardiola catcher for Raheem Sterling? Into agents and the deep players in Baby Pesica or Chelsea. Yo Mendes Beshia or Ronaldo Nebai, Matthias Nunez in Samuel Kofi Mobile. All those players, Genoa, Chelsea here when potentially See, I can't share the loopholes in the Chelsea setup. Are we saying so? Those players are Chelsea Penomon.
Good morning, sir. We're watching you live from Bimbagu Health Center. Cristiano Ronaldo should move to Chelsea so that we can see him in the Champions League. God bless you for the wonderful work you're doing. Dr. Adam Bimbagu, Northeast region, and Udiwe and so Abre.